And it looks like he's got a beautiful attack and a rare situation where 𝙤𝙬𝙤𝙬 Nepomniatchi is actually the one down on time. You don't see that every day.
No.
So what do I do here? A3 or B3? I need to do something or one more preparatory move like rook B8.
Well, funnily enough, I'm looking at bishop G4, F-G4, knight G4, hitting the queen, stopping G5, and then I want to play knight E4, so I'll get 3 pawns. And
A3 played by Wesley.
You start with A3, and then you weaken the entire dark square complex. He has to even make what your idea, make your idea even more powerful, because the knight can come into C3 with check. So A3 on the board, and Wesley hunting the king. He's gotten there first.
What do you do if we don't play B3? What do we do? I mean,
I'm thinking G5.
Play G5.
G5, A B2, knight B3, and I've got a pawn. Imagine that white plays G5, takes knight. Now, for sure, you've crashed through on the A file, and that's probably death, because by the time I take here, you're going to go C5 and queen A7. No, I like it for Wesley. If I have to play B3, I'm really afraid that the knight is going to end up on C3 to bishop takes G4. And he's played B3, and bishop G4 looks like an instant sacrifice. I know this from my dragon days. Remember, we were talking about it on an earlier broadcast, that sometimes you play bishop takes G4 in a dragon so that you can play knight takes E4, and you got this bishop on this long diagonal. It's so nice when it works.
Yeah, sir. You had dragon days?
Yeah, that was before I, attained higher consciousness and learned the Caro-Kann.
But you still have some fond memories of it, sounds like.
Oh, yes. Why do you think I love chess?
Well, Ronald Simpson, my great friend, I've spoken about him many times on the show, the late Ronald Simpson. He showed this bishop G4 sack to me the first time, and he's won some brilliancies. A lot of blitz games we used to play in the park, and he would drop this idea on so many people, sacrificing on G4 when they try to go after his dragon. And Wesley has done it here. And what sharp play we have as the knight will hit on E4. Who's going to defend the C3 square? By the way, there's a knight F2 the queen has to be mindful of as well. There's some yummies there. And there's a queen E5, just straight gangster threatening mate on B2 that you will have to pay attention to. Maybe queen F6 will be even more effective, so that knight D3 is not with tempo.
But so queen D4, if you play, what are you going to play after queen D4? You're taking on E4 right away? Or are you going to play?
Well, first of all, I did want to say that queen D3, queen E5 is like that, what you said, a gangster double hit threatening mate. Now, queen D4, do I play C5? Like, are you walking into a C5 Jen?
Yeah, because you have knight F2, right?
Knight E4.
And C5 on the board. And the trade of, he traded queens and played knight takes on E4. So at the moment, 2 pawns for the piece. Knight F3. Knight F3 is not going to say anything, but rook to E1 will.
That's going to leave a tire mark, I think. Rook E1.
I think I start with knight F2, knight GF2, so that you don't have bishop G2 at the end. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but it looks like knight GF2 just to make sure when the rook lands on E1, you will not have bishop to G2. It's up to Wesley now
and we also have just like knight C3 check first. Ooh,
he did it. He did exactly what we suggested. Knight GF2, disrupt the connection on the back rank. Now rook G1 is awful. Rook G1 allows knight C3 check. So it's his turn. So let's play it. Rook G1, knight C3 check, king over, and rook down. And there's no bishop move to play. Who guards the knight? Nobody. Magnus did draw against Alireza, so it was great that we left that game. That result, and it looks like Wesley is going to pull within half a point with a victory here, as Jan is in deep trouble. This is a rook hanging, by the way, on H1, and he's got 14 seconds left, but he's got to move his.
And this is over. He played bishop C4. He's given back the exchange, or giving back a rook. He's giving back some material to develop and play bishop f7, bishop takes. Now,
I'd start with knight c3 check just to make sure his king is stalemated in the corner. Then take the rook. Wait, I just have to watch out for is there some funny no mating things, right?
No, you're good. You'll have king h8, knight g6, king h7.
King
so
h7, yes. Okay,
so you're good.
I play knight c3 and grab the rook, give you f7, take it back, and then I'm always looking at a rook e1 idea.
Exactly. And like you said, because white's king is in such a nasty box with the knight on c3, he did knight takes right away. He didn't give the check, but
He can save it.
He's got it in reserve. Yes, exactly.
He can save it, no question.
Now, the one thing you really don't want to do is walk into checkmate in one. King f8 would be egregious howler.
Funny, though. A funny howler, though.
No, I don't know.
That's not funny. No, that's
not funny.
Magnus Carlsen.
Because he played knight c3.
This is
yeah.
I mean, I didn't want him to get nice. King can go to c1, and I don't understand.
But wait a minute, you're an exchange up. This should be also pretty easily won, right?
Yeah, he just played knight to g3.
Oh, knight to g3, not rook to e5, but knight to g3.
Just trying. Okay. Wait, it looks like Nepo is extremely low on time. Did he flag, or is there a lag?
There must be a lag.
There must have flagged or something. Because Wesley has won the game.
Wesley did win, and
he creeps up a half a point closer to Magnus Carlsen.
You know, they must have frozen.